software. We provide you with all of the product and software fully rebranded and skinned, and that includes iPhone software, web portals, shopping cart systems, billing solutions. We can provide you with shopping cart solutions as well as APIs, so that if you want to do deeper levels of integration into our system, you can do that. A full marketing solution, which enables a very rich marketing solution where we've got all sorts of marketing resources we can help you bring to bear. We provide you with a default set of marketing materials already skinned to your business, but then we've got a very extensive library of marketing resources we can bring to bear for you, depending on what type of marketing solutions you need, whether it's email marketing or fixed mail pieces, brochures, all sorts of marketing resources. We're about to launch our brand new partner resource center, which will go live in the next couple of weeks, which takes that to an even greater level on top of what we've already got, which is pretty exciting stuff, and we'll have a webinar on just that topic in a couple of weeks' time. Our sales solutions are very important, and what I'm talking about here is that the way our sales organization is set up is that the partner consultant you work with to become a partner of SOS stays with you for the duration of your partnership with SOS. And as you have sales opportunities that you need assistance closing, you can actually bring the SOS staff onto those calls, and they will work in your name as your support team, not disclosing they're from SOS, but working as your sales engineers and your sales experts to help you close large opportunities. We've got extensive training programs, which we believe is vital to the success of both you in adopting online backup as something you can sell, and as well as training for your customers on the importance of online backup and how to use it. And then, of course, technical support, 24/7 technical support, which we provide to our partners on a prioritized basis, and again is an extremely important part of enabling you to be successful in the online backup market. Another question we often get is who typically partners with SOS. So this slide just talks to that, but really it's a very broad spectrum of companies that partner with SOS. We get a lot of VARs and MSPs, computer repair shops, data recovery companies and data recovery specialists, ISPs and software companies. So it's a real range of technology, product and services businesses who partner with us. And generally it's anybody focusing on these markets at the bottom half of the slide. So dealing with the right-hand side first, anybody selling into the medical or healthcare industry, financial services sector, the legal industry, or government and education. All of those are particularly rich markets for online backup. I know of one particular partner of ours who specializes in just selling online backup to medical practices as a HIPAA compliance solution, and he's selling it at a price of about $30 per gigabyte per year and making $25 per gigabyte per year margin in that market. So those are particularly rich markets. And then in terms of just general business category solutions, if you're in any of these businesses on the left, so selling, obviously if you're selling backup solutions today, this just becomes an adjunct to that business. But anybody who's selling solutions targeted at laptop fleets, branch office support, server support, whether it's email server, app servers, or database servers, remote data access or mobile data access, anybody who has the opportunity to sell to those business needs, there's a very strong fit for. So just taking a couple of case studies on partners who've been successful with us in the last few months. This particular partner was already an MSP, 15 employees, so medium-sized, and selling to both the consumer market in the form of students, K through 12, but also the small business market. So they had a mixture of customers. The reason they were looking at adding online backup were the ones I've already listed. I mean, they were looking to drive additional revenue stream. They wanted to launch a new data services business unit, and they used us to do so. And part of that was about customer acquisition, as well as addressing the archiving needs of existing customers. So they wanted to be able to sell online backup to drive new customer acquisition, and not just for this service, but for all of their other services, their core managed service offering, as well as then addressing the archiving needs of existing customers. They were drawn to us because of our very strong brandability and our ability to help you drive brand presence with desktop awareness, and then just, again, the power of our technology. So this partner of ours, within 60 days, has already hit their goals, their revenue goals, and are now ready to expand their partnership with us. And that's a pretty typical mid-sized MSP In this example is a far smaller operation, a two-man shop computer repair store who wanted to make the jump into MSP land without necessarily not knowing how to actually go about executing on that. So in this case, they actually used online backup to become an MSP. This was the online backup became their first managed service offering, and it really netted them some great success. So in their first 90 days of offering their branded online backup solution, they won 3 new clients, each of which was the largest client they'd ever won, including a government account with 100 workstations and 5 servers that they needed to manage, which is about a $10,000 online backup account. So this is a good example of a smaller computer repair shop using online backup to transition into being an MSP. And then we've got a couple of questions here. Daniel Brown asked, what does the phrase initial commitment refer to? So Daniel, I'll talk a bit more about this in the Q&A section, but we've got different partnership programs, some of which require some commitments for better margin on your end effectively. And then some of the rest of these technical questions we'll answer at the end. Okay, so then this example is where I want to spend a little bit of time on this slide. This is an example of one of our recent partners who's been extremely successful in rolling online backup out. The way this partner's gone to market calls attention to some pretty important principles when it comes to pricing an online backup solution. Just to give you the high level, this partner's signed more than $70,000 worth of business with margin on that of $58,000, making 82% gross margin. So he's made a 563% return on his investment, extremely successful. How's he done that? Came up with, well, the first principle was to turn online backup into a very high value sale. And the first way to do that is to get away from selling it on a per gigabyte basis. When you work with SOS, you buy from us on a per gig basis, but it's not the way we will train you or recommend to you that you sell through to your clients. What we recommend to you is that you sell to your clients a fully managed solution. So a premium data protection and disaster recovery service where for X dollars a month, you guarantee you will protect their entire business. So you might skew it up as, say, up to 5 employees gets package A, up to 25 employees gets package B, etc. And that's what this partner did. So this actually lays out the behind-the-scenes unit economics, though. He was charging $500 and $750 a month here for his larger customers, selling them a fully managed backup solution, which included designing a disaster recovery plan, doing full requirements analysis and documentation, the architecture of a solution, all of which, by the way, was done by SOS. All of the labor was done by SOS for the partner. The partner took credit for it, of course, which is fine. That's the business we're in. But then from a revenue standpoint, this partner's managed to secure these $500 and $750 a month recurring payments. Under the hood, he's provisioned 250 gigabytes and 500 gigabytes respectively to service those accounts, but the end client has no view into that. As far as the client's concerned, they're just buying a comprehensive and total data protection plan for that services fee. In terms of his cost, the partner's cost on that storage from SOS, $488 per gig in this case. So you can see that as that then filters down through to his medium-sized clients and his smaller clients, his profit margin varies a little bit by sector, but in general, extraordinarily profitable revenue. He's now earning nearly $6,000 a month from this with a cost of roughly $1,000 a month, so $5,900 and $1,000 a month. This is a great example. I'm not suggesting that everybody on the line today can replicate this. I think some people on the line today could beat this. Some people on the line today can approximate this. Some people on the line today might be able to drive something a little bit smaller than this. The best way to find out is to talk to one of our partner specialists and get an ROI model built. Excuse me. So one of the most important takeaways from today's webinar, I'd say the number one takeaway from today's webinar, is that you can get a free consultation with one of our partner specialists who will ask you some questions about your business and build you a model based upon what we know of the success of existing partners and, frankly, the failures of some partners, to give you really a clear-eyed understanding of what's the opportunity that your business has in the online backup market. And I'd really recommend that I mean, anybody who wants to be in the running for the Kindle's got to call in. So when you call in to put your name in for the Kindle, I really recommend you also get a quick ROI model built. And our team will work with you to build it to whatever level of granularity you need. But it takes about half an hour to really, for our team to understand your business and build an ROI model for you. And that's, if nothing else, you're going to leave that process being far more educated about the online backup market. So that's, I think, one of the most important takeaways from today. And we've actually covered that already. So just talking briefly about, or just visualizing really the sorts of things I've been talking about. On screen here you can see some examples of rebranded marketing material. On the left is one of our product brochures, and here's an example of it skinned. Here's some various examples of fully reskinned PC client software packages. We've got a tool called the Vulnerability Scanner, which is a little sales tool you deploy it on every machine you might want to sell backup to. So you go to all of your clients, get them to run this on all of their machines, and you can see here it analyzes the machine and comes back and very rapidly gives you a snapshot of how much data is at risk on this PC and how does it break out by category. You can see here the SOS version of it, and this has been rebranded, just to give you an example of the depth of rebranding of the solution. There are some poor imitators out there in the market who claim to have branding services, and what they really do is just slap a logo on the top left-hand corner of their software, and in fact will often still use the same product name. Our branding system is a very deep branding system with more than 1,200 different points of branding. So very powerful ability to build real desktop awareness for your brand on your customers' PCs and servers. In terms of back-end support and delivery, I think this is just as important as the front-end marketing and sales support. With SOS, you'll have a dedicated account manager. So once you're up and running in the market, you'll have an account manager you can call any time of day to help you continue to drive more marketing material, run marketing campaigns, get access to all of our partner resources, and really continue to get educated on best practices on how to market and sell online backup. In the go-to-market phase, we have a dedicated team of 10 people called the PDT, Partner Delivery Team, whose entire job is to work with you to analyze your business, your requirements, how you want to slice and dice the product offerings, how you want to brand this thing, and how you're going to get to market. So they'll work to get you to market, and it can take between 1 and 4 weeks, depending upon how deep you want to go through that process. But we're the only company in the entire business who can say that you'll have dedicated sales support, an account manager, and an entire team whose job it is to work with you to develop the most optimum go-to-market approach. And we regard this back-end side of the sale as fundamentally important to your success in the market. And it's something that I think SOS's strengths here really shine compared to any of the other competitors. Our training team, similarly, the importance of ongoing training. So as part of your enrollment, we'll do a standard round of training for you and your company, but then there's also advanced training available for your staff, both technical training and sales training, and there's also training available for your clients if that's necessary, and the ongoing sales and technical support we've already talked about. So why SOS? Firstly, we're the technology leader in the space. We're one of the founders of the online backup market, and throughout that entire time, to nearly 10 years of history, we've stayed at the very forefront of the space. So we've continued to innovate, continued to lead, and we will continue to do so. Price point. Really, we provide an extremely attractive entry price point for your customers and for you, and that then, we'll talk about margin in just a second. Thirdly, a delivery and support infrastructure. No one can beat us when it comes to marketing, sales, and training support and technical support for you, nor can they beat our global data center infrastructure. And then thirdly, the business opportunity for you. Immediate return on investment, upwards of 60% gross margin on products sold. So it's an extremely attractive business opportunity for you, built around world-class technology. All right, so that concludes the presentation part of the webinar. We'll now go on to Q&A, and we've got a big backlog of questions here. So we'll get to those in just a moment. Just in terms of, for anybody